Welcome back to another video. It's Bradford v Stevenage match preview. Let me know your score predictions and thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. We're coming up against a very good side in Stevenage. I think the second, only a few points off top plate and all, with a few games in hand. But that's as much as I'm going to praise them compared to how much Steve Evans is praising us yet again in a press conference, saying we're a special side and we definitely should be higher than we are if we're in the Premier League. Then we won't say anything against it, and all the usual crap that comes out of his mouth when he's playing managing against us. We're used to it now, but it's a bit obsessive, Steve, and we are living in his head rent free, aren't we? So whatever goes on that brain of his. But on to the results. We've drawn 1-1 with Mansfield last time out after two consecutive 0-0 draws to Stockport, and we had 10 men to Wimbledon. We lost 2-1 to Rochdale, which every time I see that it looks even worse considering their bad run. They've been on that like their first win in like 10 plus games or whatever. How stupid it is. We thought it'd be different this season, winning a few games against teams in the bottom half at the beginning of the season. But we are Bradford City and we are going to lose to the bottom of the league every season. We won 3-2 against Salford before that disappointing defeat, and beat Harrogate Town 1-0. Onto their form, it's pretty much better, to be honest. The 0-0 draw to Sutton, 3-1 defeat to Stoke in the fourth round of the FA Cup, but then they beat Leighton Orient 3-0, which was a very impressive win against top of the league. Drew 1-1 with Harrogate. Before that, they played Villa in the third round of the FA Cup and won 2-1. And they beat Gillingham 1-0 just a bit before they signed all their best players that they've got now in the January transfer window. Looking at the stats, it's not good for us, but it's very good for them. They've had one defeat since we played them in the reverse fixture, and we won 3-0, and that were to Northampton, and they're a pretty good side. The 12 without defeat in the league, which is a very good one. They're the best home team in the league with 37 points from home games, which is something we could only dream of with our home form. Our away form's a bit better though, and they're one of the form teams in the league, and they could go top within a matter of weeks if they get a good result here against us. Our form and stats is not so good. We're joint 7th with the lowest scorers in the top 11. It would be top 12 if Sutton didn't score 4 goals less than us. We're the 5th best away team with 21 points, which is something we cling on to all the time until we get drop points away, which we have done recently. We've had 12 points from our last 10. We've only had 1 point from losing positions all season, and that were 2-2 draw against Wimbledon when we scored a last minute equaliser in the 95th minute with Verdane Oliver. So that shows the character and the mentality of the players, especially in the first half of the season. I think the additions were brought in as Mark Hughes has spotted that and tried to help that experience and leadership with getting a few more experienced players in like Clayton and Derbyshire and a few others. But it doesn't stop there. We've only had 5 points this season from losing positions. We've had 37 points this season when scoring first, and we've only had 42 points all season. So that tells you that we haven't won when conceding first in the league this season, which is an abysmal stat, and it is terrible. We've had 5 points because of 0-0 draws. We've had 5 0-0 draws, and that's the 5 points we've had because we haven't drawn or lost when conceding first. So again, it just points out the mentality of the players, the character of the players, the lack of experience, the lack of leadership that we showed, especially in the first half of the season. It's hopefully something we can, correct and amend and improve on in the second half. But it's got to improve, otherwise it can't get much worse, to be honest. On to Stevenage again. Their key players, Carl Piergiani's had a fantastic season. Danny Rose has scored a fair few. And they've also got Jake Reeves, who obviously formerly played with us, and he had the mentality of most of the players we've got now. His head went a lot. Obviously, he had his injury problems, didn't really recover from them at City, and it looked like the expectation got a bit too much from him. But the one thing where we go wrong season after season is letting players like Jake Reeves just get the ball, take it from the back five, back four, and just play Hollywood passes and just let him have the control of the game. So we better not do that today. I think Salford won it, but Jamie Walker or Chapman, whoever were playing at number 10 against Salford in the reverse fixture away in October, we had the number 10 constantly on Elliot Watt, so when he got the ball, we snapped straight into a challenge. It was a trigger press, really. We've got to do that with Jake Reeves. We can't let him have too many touches on the ball. Otherwise, we'll just make him look a lot better than he is, like we do with a lot of players. But like I say, Kyle Piergiani has been a fantastic signing for Steve Evans' men in the transfer window. They average 1.4 goals per game, and they've only conceded 18 goals all season, scoring 39. And like I said, the second with 56 points, they're comfortably in second, and they could put serious pressure on Leyton Orient, having 3 games in hand on them. They average 14.1 shots per game and 4.5 shots on target per game. They create 1.9 big chances per game as well, averaging 47.1% possession. So they don't like to have a lot of it, but I'm sure ours isn't that big either. And yeah, they've had 13 clean sheets all season, and they concede 0.7 goals per game. And that's really what they're building their play on, the foundations of keeping clean sheets, defending well, and then nicking goals, on the counter. And, there's a few fans who actually are saying that they'd want Steve Evans as our manager, and I'm not really sure where they've come from, but let me know if you do in the comments down below and tell me why. And if you think that Mark Hughes isn't good enough, because I'm seeing this a lot, I think he is. I think he needs time. And certainly we need time as well, because we need stability in the club. I have full trust in Mark Hughes. If we lose today and we lose our next couple, Tranmere and Barrow, they're tough games. And then I have full trust and full faith that we can turn it round if we don't get the best results in that easier one we have in March and beginning of April. So there's loads of time left. And even if we don't go up, I would stick with Hughes, because we need stability. Because, since Stuart McCall left the second time or got sacked, we've had 8 or 9 managers, and it's just not good enough to have that many managers. And the revolving doors of managers is coming in and out of the football club. It's like 2 a year. It's not good enough, and we need stability. And I think Mark Hughes is the right man. 2, we're going to bring in who's better. We might get someone in at the level like Steve Evans, who probably is better at the level. But Mark Hughes, he got Blackburn into Europe, I'm pretty sure. Revolutionised Stoke from Tony Pulis. He's a top manager, and I don't think we'd get many better in. But Steve Evans' record against Bradford City, he's managed 11, won 7, drawn 3, and lost the 1 game, which was against Mark Hughes, a 3-0 win, which is very good. Andy Cook's record against Stevenage is quite good. I mean, he gets thrown around with having a really good record against Mansfield. Last weekend, that was only his 3rd goal against Mansfield. I know he's pretty good against his former clubs, but against Stevenage, it is one of his better clubs he likes to play against. He scored 5 goals against them, and if I remember rightly, I think he got an hat-trick in last season, was it, under Derek Adams at home, one of the first games of the season. I think we battered them. I think that Alex Ravel was the manager then. He had a fantastic game there, did Andy Cook. On to the head-to-heads. We've only played each other 11 times. We've won 7, drawn 2, and lost 2. We've had a fantastic run of late since we've been in League 2 with them. We have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games unbeaten against them, only drawing 1, which was April the 5th, 2021, a 1-1 draw. Like I said, the last time we played against them was a 3-0 victory on the 17th of September 2022. So a good run against Stevenage. My team for the game, let me know your team in the comments down below. Lewis in goal, Halliday, Stubbs, Platt, Odesina and Gilead. I go for that because it has just come out that Simon Parker said that Critchlow and Bowler are out for the game. Critchlow's got a problem with his eye, and I originally went with a 3-5-2 with Critchlow and Bowler in it, but I think Gilead, he played left wing back, was it, against Harrogate last season. He had a good game, and he is quite a versatile player, and he's a good player really technically, and he's quite fit, can get up and down the wing, and I think he'd do a good job there. And I'd go 3 at back because I think we need a bit of defensive solidity, and I'd like to see Stubbs, and I think Odesina, he had a fantastic game against him in the reverse fixture, so yeah, I'd go with Odesina, Platt and Stubbs, and it would give Odesina a chance, Stubbs a chance to get into the team. The one problem with 3-5-2 is I'd go Clayton and East in midfield. I don't think Small deserves to get back in after the midfield 4 performance against Mansfield. Clayton, Gilead, East and Walker did really well, so I'd like to keep them in the same team. So I'd go Clayton and East in midfield and Walker in the number 10. But that's the problem. You can't really stick with a diamond, and you can't stick with that midfield 4 that dominated Mansfield really until we brought Walker and East off. And who knows, we probably could have won that game if we kept them on. I'd go Issa and Andy Cook up top. I won't play Verdane Oliver, and he can come on and give them a different problem as well. Maybe if Cook starts to tire. So let me know your team in the comments down below. Let me know your score predictions. I'm going to go with a 1-0 City win. I'm not confident where we're going to win, but if we defend well, if we can keep them limited to how many chances they can get, if we can mark their better players out the game, and then maybe we nick one on the counter with an Andy Cook goal. That's my prediction, and hopefully we can get a very valuable win. Would you take a point? Let me know in the comments down below. I think I probably would, if there's positives to take from it. If we defend well and play well and limit them to as many chances and don't concede in the last minute, there's positives to getting a point against one of the better teams in the league. But it's a big game, and you do feel like we probably do have to win it. Let me know your thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. Have a good one.